Real Madrid started La Liga ni Barca. Na omo first game omo against Real Sociedad. Ebo 0-0. Omo bo sa game ni wie na Real Madrid no say dabi. Omo ntimi ntabiem. I was almost sorry because Barcelona normal atutu omo nyina no. Ayo imagine say dia La Liga ne de omo no omo bebo pa. Omo sa tell say oh Atletico Madrid ko asa kokofa Suarez. Abaka Diego Costa ene Joao Felix mo ho animu ho no omo say dabi. And Atletico Madrid this season so can be a very very competitive force for La Liga no. Since then Real Madrid are making sure say omo game bi omo bobia no. Omo timi ahye those games no. Now this weekend omo ko Ceramica akwa ko bo team a FN Levante e the Spanish La Liga no. Levante this season about 3 games already. E La Liga Santander no. Emu ba ko pe e na watimi ahye Abra was show Osasuna by 3-1. Washia Valencia Olusu 4-2. And a Sevilla share 1-0. Now so over 3 games. Baku against Osasuna. Mienu against Sevilla. And Valencia. Now Valencia to me show. Now Sevilla show. I think said then a tall order. So I say team fan Real Madrid. And Adia Zidane aya. So we are Barcelona for now. Real Madrid this season pa the dynamics of the team no. And then say only Real Madrid could share. You don't even know how Zidane will present the team. Whether Obo Isco behind Jovic and Benzema, and also Obo a typical 4-3-3 with Vinicius, the goals and Benzema. When Zidane ever deploy in Finfiho is becoming a problem. First game, Casemiro and but able 2 of the other games now Real Madrid abono. And then Ubemu say on it Cruz and then Federico Valverde nebo Ochina Ubemu say Modric and then Federico Valverde nebo. Zidane today in the Spanish La Liga is one of the most unpredicted coaches Ubetimi enya omo. And Sasana Tiedia then it's becoming very very difficult to play against Tima your friend Real Madrid. Minimum coach Paco Lopez our coach Levante here. He will be counting on Abantia friend Gonzalo Merello. And then the striker, Jose Luis More. Obia Washa La Liga Chebianim Sabrantia. Or your traditional La Liga forward. And then we see Kama team FN Levante. So only Levante bought El Ceramica. No make creative problems Samawa. Abantia friend Jose Luis Morel. And they really did the onslaught, no. But this season, the coach Lopez accounting on him, but in fact, Emma Brantiano. And Manchester they are supposed to play the midfield. No more creative chances. Ama these 2 strikers are mabodi, you know. Omuntimi yes ejumano. Emma team FN Levante. NS Badi. Nemanja Rodoja. Vicelo Vesexis. Abantino Free Montenegro. Jose Campania. Cradie. Wabo Levante for 8 years in here. But and they inform more on FIFA. So they are not able to create a lot of chances for Jose Luis Moreno to create problem for any defense be a team of Levante Asia so far. Now, about 3 games, but they've already conceded 5. So no Duarte so. And it's a team. What about 3 games so far in the La Liga? No, we're considering 5 games against this Real Madrid side. 5 goals against this Real Madrid side. No, and yeah, obvious. Say they are on my picky boss now from net. Men can't say Real Madrid they picky yet. But anyway, they shape up against Zidane after Real Sociedad, they've gotten their results. Say Vinicius never, say the goals never, say Benzema never, say even Jovic. Any Benzema with Abantia Feni Isco behind them, they've gotten their results. A dream more than Real Madrid efforts are with one no munya. Player says Sergio Ramos Beba Abe Peso Betimenya head be on a set piece. And our Rafael Varane. And now they will consistently pressure you to create a penalty. Now Ramos above Bashe. So we encourage so for Ramos. They will send their onslaught of lateral defenders on you. Abantia Feni Dane Carvajal, Felon Mendy, they will create the problem for you. Meanwhile, at even Ceramica, Team FN Levante betting standing the minds of Team FN Real Madrid. They've been shambolic. And say Real Madrid now will only win against Osasuna, but you've lost to Seville and Valencia. There's no way we stand the team from Real Madrid. A win for Real Madrid.
Okay.
Now, so we now Real Madrid Benyano. Adia Bakua ebe motivate you to get the win at all costs. And they say, Omu say Barcelona bo fie against a very good side in Seville. And the league na ebono. Sometimes it becomes a psychological war. So who's a real competitor? A very, very difficult gamer. Some persons had a go to advantage, then you must concentrate and win your match. I answer it will make no meaning. Say Ujitum Barcelona ever be a difficult game. And before Barcelona and you mess 7 no. Real Madrid will make sure so Omako Saramika. I could teach him 11 things at the 3 points no, to add up to the person at Sevilla already and they town to Camp Nou. No. Sevilla tried to meet me against Bayern in the UEFA Super Cup. Say we a team over attacking footballer. Or more Sevilla every component to make the game difficult for you. Especially when a team now won. They are more attacking force and they say lateral defenders need momentum to come and support the attack. And it's always in the Super Cup now. Pavard and Lucas Hernandez, you imagine so you have so problem to Sevilla. Before they could say Jack, no, not because of Sevilla for any lateral spaces, how fast they are with Oma attack, no, not Oma Shomu first go. And that is the same thing. And Lopetegui Edebeko into the game against Barcelona El Camp Nou. Jesus Navas. Nenim is Muneha Adadi and Ase Suso. Escudero at left back. Nenim Lucas Ocampos. Troublesome players lateral spaces for team and Sevilla. And it's only Obuba. The first baby also saw side spaces na Mabodino. Because both Omu right back and Omu right winger, both Omu left back and Omu left winger are players that Omu cause a problem. 90 good minutes, they will run at you. Omu is also Omu boss abono. And it's all about Barcelona. And they under Koeman. In the past, the Vienna Barcelona who power was one Daniel Alves and Eric Abida and bumping forward from lateral spaces now. And then the honors has been on Sergio Roberto and Jordi Alba to do the same thing about Barcelona for successes from those lateral areas. But so we are Sergio Roberto, next we are Jordi Alba. Next, aside we are lateral defender. You have the responsibility to add up to offensive play our Barcelona. Now we share a team like Seville. Unim say either Suso or Lucas Ocampo will double up on Escudero and Jesus Navas. You must be very, very careful how you go around your duty of overlapping as a defender. Because the way you're balancing here, they will create a problem for you and I will ultimately end delay with it. But again, Sevilla is so bad town. Omunim say the way they've been very, very impressive in attacking football against a team like Barca and Ney. Almost straight under Ronald Koeman and they say Wakache Griezmann and Ansu Fati who is on form said they should stay in those wide areas, make sure they create space for other players need to move within the space now or Macretino. Me sure so we are Scudero and Jesus Navas over person over but against a player like Ansu Fati watches or enormous form any Abrantia your friend Antoine Griezmann who could pop up at any time and create problem for you be very, very careful. And those lateral spaces, and for me, the game will be played more. The obet me finding the fine balance into time of any time of Nechi. And the problems are identified. Say, I could create a problem for myself, and I had a measure. Now, major issue for Barca in this lateral analysis, and they say, under Koeman, say. Abrantia friend Ansu Fati any Antoine Griezmann able match bebre to help with defensive duties. Frankie de Jong any Sergio Busquets and as Sergio Roberto any Habakwa omumu to cover those spaces now. Now if those two players and you're very aware say they are playing against a Sevilla side lateral wingers are very, very sharp and lateral defenders will want to double up on any offensive play out of those areas what they will create a 1v1 situations and so okay see 1v1 situations for Sergio Roberto and Jordi Alba who will have to do a recovery. By the time you say Jack now look De Jong you cross the ball na man need up in backward to net now you'll be struggling as a Barcelona team even at the Camp Nou. Now so when you game ni feel after how you come to the engine of the room no. Juan Jordan, Fernando, and a friend Ivan Rakitic as against Frankie de Jong, Sergio Busquets and Philippe Coutinho. Now, one player may sure say oh yeah Barcelona fans social game now. When you want to super year will be Ivan Rakitic. And a simple reason and say Abanteni free Sevilla be some Barcelona no or be some sumpa or my trophies or my excellent performance and then they was back to Sevilla. They are not ever banega Emma Sevilla no and they are Saudi Arabia Al Shabab and Abanteni friend Ivan Rakitic abaso member yes ejumedi more. Now in that midfield and Ivan Rakitic was telling Barcelona from paying for so there is still football in me. Some case I try metro na mabama mo and almost derby or a surplus to requirements as per coach IFN Ronald Koeman. Rakitic is coming back to town to a pitch that he has been very, very successful on. And me also China he will want to prove a point against him, your friend Barcelona. But the dynamics of some men for Barcelona American was say because I have Philippe Coutinho and all boss number 10 for team friend Barcelona, you will always want to see say Fernando will want to do with him. And it's a straight battle between Philippe Coutinho as a number 10 for Barcelona up against the real number 6 for team friend Sevilla in Abante friend Fernando. The other side of Asamani King and say Sergio Busquets pro no matter the relationship or not, Ivan Rakitic won, and Rakitic will be wearing the white jersey. And he also did Jumedian one so as a number 10 for team FN Sevilla. So he will not afford him space to do all the passing and create the problem with Luke de Jong and answer those lateral passes to Abante FN Suso or Munel and answer Lucas Ocampo. And you will always have to close your tabs on Abante FN Ivan Rakitic. One thing Rakitic in here when you give him the space and say apart from pass or betting anywhere or target or betting my boss shot about him. But in dealing with some men for bats and American 1-7, what Sevilla will have to also do because the new look of Ronald Koeman and then the Barcelona and they say both Frankie de Jong and Sergio Busquets have the ability to hold on to the ball, dominate the midfield, and make sure say Coutinho was having a free role to play within the team. And Fernando will watch Coutinho, but who will watch Frankie de Jong? Because the man will say you want Jordan born any day, and the real Frankie de Jong is intelligent, that is where Barcelona will have it in terms of central midfield play over Tima Yefeno Sevilla. It's going to be a crunch midfield battle and but so while La Liga anymore open one of the finest center back pair Abantia Yefeno Quandus and Diego Carlos, very, very super in terms of formal combination. But the problem they will have to deal with and say Barcelona bobo na who the over 9 and I count 2 minutes. Yes. And I who the over 10. My person would we know ya 10 my person would be maybe a commentary would be a Manchester United Tottenham mami. The whole no Nejai man. Mami Barcelona na me fa 1 minute in service problem. Man you Tottenham 1 minute. Are match kese ma. Match kese ma sir. Ya de be ma giveaways. Oh okay. Ya de ma giveaway. Eti ke anya analysis na kan confirm team ever home predict. I said last time I say predict a win no e confirm. I'm to a confirm. Oh do ba studio ha no. Who so e confirm. Sabe wa kan patata kram kwa wie. Enti ona na say di biom. Oh dey say no wasa TD. Ye nti ase ma no. Ana o say ya take man fa ya go dey say onya advantage. Ya busa no advantage ne ne. Advantage in I want to know dealing or very difficult game for Barca, but I think Barcelona will win. Barca Sevilla. Yes. Oh, Camp Nou. Yeah. Okay. Jose Mourinho still ruin fear of free Manchester United no. And that's why he thought it was the biggest opportunity for him as a coach. After the Onese Chelsea, the Okoye Inter Milan, the Obaye Real Madrid. Nekaya need take a nosedive no. The only bigger team I know between man on the platform was Manchester United. And they will see Odi free honor. ne ya wona koma mo be sin ne nti anytime Jose Mourinho be share Manchester United bia no obeso o catch o say na enya me coach no but the structure there was wrong. It wouldn't to play amount. Messi am called the European star among cover sports director because you are too conservative with the way you've run the club since time immemorial. You still don't know how to deal with post Sir Alex Ferguson. Into any technical decision, be almost you, Yankobusa say, but a no man also on farmer. Into Jose always will want to have a point to prove against Tima if Manchester United. Now, so what Jose here? The way Manchester United is built today, no, sir, Bonnie be and I just say pepper so sure. The best American say, if you build your team to play wing play and attack opponent, Jose Mourinho love to counter attack anytime. Until Rashford, Mason Greenwood, Antonio Martial, Van de Beek, Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba. So already we are these players Omoka at they will always want to be on the go to attack on opponents, no? And that is what Olugun Associate is going to do. But that is what also Jose Mourinho in the Tottenham for Mbappe. Say, oh, we can sit, attack us. All that we have to do is to be conscious as a team and defend very, very well. And they with Song, Matessa Garibo and Shadanya fits to say, but they have Lucas Moura.
Yeah.
Omo Harry Kane. These are players. If they are able to soak the pressure wall, that's Omoje Bona with 2-3 passes and pace, no more draw box in him. I'm suspecting that Meshoboa Tangai Ndombele boy against Chelsea or the EFL Cup no. Meshoboa Sissoko boy against Chelsea or EFL Cup now. The only player Jose Mourinho is going to add to that midfield about Harry Winks because he will need a player. They be on Gina as a Tottenham Yabona, Obetimi Asani that pass no, I'm on forward, so no much creative problem for team for Manchester United. And they say, even if you are not a coach, let's say I say map up a strategy against Manchester United, and they are clear for you to see a move on ability or move defense. Say Lindelof, ne Maguire, say Eric Bailly, and Maguire, in fact. Amusa coming to pressure kakrebi no my mistake, and that is what Jose Mourinho will be counting on. Say these guys, if we counter attack them and run them route, they will commit for us to get the goal now here penal and to make sure mubamo money at the at a point in time here the Hogberg beba we will beef up our midfield send a be able to contain team for Manchester United, but the best of my mama NSA Sissoko, Tanguy Ndombele, Toby Alderweireld, Davison Sanchez. Be very, very active and concentrate on how to stop Team FM Manchester United, soak the pressure and let's hit them on the counter. But Sasta and Manchester United they won. Any problem no money for teams to counter attack against them was because no many good holders of the ball, and they were giving the balls away in the final third too easily. And they against Team FM Tottenham Hotspur, they can't afford to do that, and that is why I suspect. So for Manchester United to dominate and create problem for team friend Tottenham Hotspur, they must play on ball playing boys, no, and 50 or more. And I suspect Bruno Fernandes, Van de Beek, and must start in the game. Probably in the year for you, and it seems like he's ready for a big game like that. No munye fifio no Manchester United intimate club or no do na so much club or no do na dia, then you have a problem to deal with when you meeting team is Tottenham Hotspur, because Tottenham Hotspur, when you do ball retention baby, that is where they lose their concentration and they will give you the inroads for you to beat them. Martial, Rashford, Ebenya an attack and they will create chances for Team FN Manchester United, and they are going to score against Team FN Tottenham Hotspur. But if they don't deal well with the counter attack play of Jose Mourinho against them, that is where they are also going to have their problems. Harry Kane are likely to score because of the way Manchester United for a defense is saying, and I'm suspecting say they are Harry Kane a goal against Team FN Manchester United. It's a game both teams are going to score. But Bakoba are scoring Yonko. And say, oh, some of the bet me are scoring Yonko. No, can say on paper, maybe as some make will defy convention. me who Tottenham Hotspur scoring more goals than Manchester United in this game. A win for Tottenham. Yeah.
A win for Tottenham.
Yes.
Is it because of the mind games that Mourinho Ashasiye and our Shasiye nana?
No, it's because of the attitude that Tottenham for need to be Park in the show. And the strength no more. They will be able to deal psychologically on the pitch with Manchester United players, And at the end of the 90 minutes, they will have a go at them.
Okay. All right, the effervescent Ayala and Wakache, dear gamblers, ye teach game, na see ye to chacha to bet, Yenshan and soon, and then a win for Tottenham. Now more goals and so ebeba into Yenshan and soon. Oh, heavy Clemente, Firequay,
PJ said Nancy Yentimin can sports, a bra yanka COVID, and one said. Now I'm saying for about 2-3 weeks in there, me interested in COVID the way I affect sports because I'm maybe me catch us say go England Premiership clubs no money lower division clubs in Bobokra na no person me nhye bi say nka mbetimi etu omo test na mo say the be ya omo mu hia e wo say either say FA Cup na say EFL Cup na say other competition be bobo bia no omo fa COVID MSI omo because so called Premiership clubs now omo testing regime omo year every week be omo testing and omo testing almost staff no so at least be 25 but so called lower divisions there anytime be a better testing as a player no wa call international duty no wasaba or call international duty no body and near testing so one call international duty there then chances are say beer the only time between us where positive near bra ya na china kasa or call self isolation but Enra ye Champions League Misaka say we Champions League share wo ho any Super Cup mo boy en share wa ni nyina na COVID ne di mu akotene pa Super Cup no mo boy between Bayern Munich and Sabia no de en share mo protocols o no say o bet test o temperature o be make sure say answer na be wura krum ho na mo ball championship na kasa no na was certificate say but me akwa test a check around the 3 days ye bobo ni via within 72 hours so free krum ho and I see a couple park no so park capacity no so but on ma buy for 3,000 and on ma say be for 3,000 say the be ya e bu betimi ahenha ma social distance etimi abaso Champions League ya be boy so sa hye ne wo na wo hwe nen say the Asia especially in England the other time make access so hwe omo COVID omo rate na make just say COVID our life cycle e start here e rise na dru ni peak na a plateau na aye flat and sana asati a fall. By England, Oma Miati say COVID no madu ebia ne second phase in our asabano. Almost say alert level, nedu level 4. Almost some cast level 4, and just say idea a was ropa I rise exponentially. Now, and a prayer sorry near Kokaya, yasomo a year test between September 21 and September 27. Omo year 1,595 players and a club sub almost test for COVID-19. Emu 10 new positive cases on Omania. There's a in total Omania bear 20. The other time make us say the Chelsea any Spurs boy and say and think as Spurs in Latin Orient and I say some mobile. Then I'm saying Latin Orient players run now COVID-19 Spurs in your walk over now omni Chelsea boy and then Abba now we are Liverpool fan. We just no pay say what kind news about Sadio Mane. Any day, NCCA, me sure say Nadia, a bear home kakra. Reports are air banning say Sadio Mane so tested positive to COVID-19. All call say all self-isolated for 10 days. Now we have Sadio Mane in the modern ball for Liverpool. Matches on my ball so far in this season. Omuni Chelsea, Mikai Bra, Olusu possession, Sabe Kepa Aje Boniche, Omuni Arsenal, the contribution to the cause of Liverpool. Almost share Arsenal 3 goals to 1. Last game, my EFL match, Omubo, last game, one movie, and I'm saying now, no home for the 2 more match. Say Sadio Mane, a Yari with COVID. Now share the influence of Liverpool. Clearly, a idea a bit me a Liverpool with team in Papa. Now the Yatine say, next game a bit me a bono after international break. They very likely say, or more Merseyside derby or money a bet but somewhere in 17th October. Maybe a Sadio Mane bet me a Babisi Academy. To COVID need the Aqua and Equana. The other time we say, but this situation be a CNTV and Sianwa. Teams to do na players in best way first say omo to be resist team kram omo kon kosi akan e my bet me abaswa my bedu level bi a yebetuma ka say bi a football no kwa no yen san twem bi to say the twem a esa be sha am say agitation neighbor the other time make about 100 associations of sports associations omode in Krakoma Britain Prime Minister Boris Johnson senka omo kwa no nko mo fans enko stadium say the Germany share city no was oko Germany a home team no supporters at least when nya kra no bet between 1005 and 2005 and our protocols I want to say yema away team no supporters ma omo kwa ye ntonsa ho ye nyina ho ye tenase eno ne hihya na nka England on person omo de eco England when am say COVID air rise wo nti no enya de atentam omo ka omo contribution mo yet to economy omo so contribute about 16 billion pounds every year. I employ nipa about 600,000. Basila and I'm saying yare no was running into no enya de etentam masila no so restrictions na won say be ya e ba yare netimi akofom no e wo England no say about Sadio Mane and so any the latest victim I'm say David Moyes David Moyes any the players be to be almost nya be some I'm say Issa Diop and Josh Cullen almost say players almost more West Ham United almost so many be ni one of so enya bi the players in the betimi wo England any other parts of Europe now more kakra players and Liverpool kwa kwa na Thiago Alcantara as speaking on also a positive sound also you want to Liverpool set up now two major players Alcantara ne Mane enye bi idea a very telling on them see in pani about say yare ni betimi akofom say the bear sports betimi affluence and betimi across the way I expect say across me make Chelsea ni Crystal Palace and I'm saying ne early
11:30 here starting get the live commentary so
good na Osha Chelsea's team now maybe a chumna de na ma Chelsea Chelsea pa ne said the omutimi equipe players no more be consistent with their selection. The Frank Lampard now during his playing days na Peter Cech ho John Terry ho Ashley Cole ho Claude Makelele ho and I did Druba money o ma other players o makeka ho and no eboa ma Chelsea team no etimi nya a very good team anytime you mo bobia no entiase wo mu defense midfield and in attack but Frank Lampard be for Chelsea team them say and society back Chelsea team no more eya dia me gidi say and na ma team no more the mono ain't me encourse through the way expect say be course no ye nko premiership no more din bi as about at least you say ade be san coming events you say it can be before they happen the Chelsea team no ekono I say the Frank Lampard the air handle team no one major factor my team no air course then na make us so we share so about 56 different starting 11s in 60 games. 56 different starting 11s in 60 games. And a Frank Lampard abo. And now what ne starting 11 also no. What sister no what maintain the starting 11 only 4 times. The starting now maintain only 4 times. And we're changing the lineup no 177 times since he took over. 56 different starting 11s in 60 games 177 times and was 600 starting 11 ever since Frank Lampard.
What are you referencing? But just say onim di oyana.
Yeah, clearly you can see. Yes, clearly you can see say players no e dey wo ho. Players no ho. Okofa Thibaut Werner, wakofa Thibaut Werner ba, okofa Kai Havertz ba, wakofa Thiago Silva ba, Pulisic Matis we praba na Nelly ene game on bebo money Crystal Palace no e be obe start from the bench likely to be to start players ni players ah wo hi omunti na akofa asa players dey buy nti be expect say players ni pride dia Hakim Ziyech to be any so the players in pride dia we had the contest as players on motra bench on start why team ni say ase wako school bi na morning assembly and as morning devotion players no and as a team no and as a students no now what selecting nipa 11 mumra now the one akobo the next day over now the another 11 now be go no asa akofa another 11 now the one akobo now the one be go sana Frank Lampard the team no and clearly what me who say e team no cause players o mabane say players no anya consistent player anya dey bet me ageli as a team Uko Liverpool me just say club versus any team the way Frank Lampard is the team no injuries about 1 or 2 there but to the sense say about 177 times so watching you starting 11 there yet too drastic I mean what the Quinty say sir me what the Quinty say man basa he say players no do na person move free but say but why else speaking now Crystal Palace and then I'm say Chelsea didn't move alone and likely say obetimi ontimi nsia kan be because Chelsea and another club Ross Barkley kwa Aston Villa Lufsu Cheek ball promote so person free ho e ko loan Hudson Odoi and so episode Sako back to Bayern Munich. Say Mauricio Sarri time no. This is to buy say episode called Bayern Munich. And Sarri a year in kakra krasa match anya say go Bobby Kran at least so mani Bobby say the better player between and say oh future. They say the player na year they say when be also episode tra Chelsea wo. Enra mete say wakwakofo bia otuano. Enra mete say wakwakofo bia otuano £1,500 every month. Ah wakwakwo high. Football pitcher only pakoni training said the beya obenya regular play e Chelsea but entintam Usha Crystal Palace the other time when Manchester United boy you are commentary no ha omo ye very organized. Roy Hodgson team here very organized. Obo Ward obo Saku Kuyate ni Michel Sakuyate any Saku partnership our central defense on was so solid say Manchester United 4 players yeah you might be breaking and as we speak now Okwa Chelsea team no man won't be found saying say players when a bust a central defensive player a bit me aye last game Chelsea ball tomorrow ni Kezuma obo Christensen no obo Kezuma obo tomorrow no obo Christensen it is still as if say or experimentis bra onya the starting 11 and against the Crystal Palace team were very organized last match of Manchester United boys make no Omo 4 at the back ni 4 midfield were so solid say anytime be a Manchester United benya ball beyond Beko Biano omo keep omo line and omo shape so well say it was very difficult for Manchester United beat me a penetrating Rashford mo ene Mashamu entimi enye bebia amfo mo na amfa Emma Zaha ene Jordan Ayew ball omo ball wanim ho no e cause a lot of problems Manchester United defenders against Chelsea defense say enye consistent would you found sacrifice say one ever boy Chelsea defensively no e be din ama Chelsea say Lampard entimi amfa na nine from anya ni team obetimi aka say team we na me dey ball ye ka sense sa team no that's what I'm saying but at least some team almost every time be an department almost every time be more midfield count better no more Georgina ball Kovacic bebo the next day na back aba now Kovacic now we about still an say
engineering na no na be ko say
PJ Mr. Chelsea after the air the mind pa cause you can't Crystal Palace team omo very stubborn. The only higher point about Kwame said Jeffrey Slop is so likely so basically I can be my Chelsea but I go Bobidia clearly I can say in Kabedi am I Lampard the selection right players who are called Thomas Ban so mum prayer omo me person me who have it me person me who Silva person me who Werner person me who Pulisic some players in our body are likely say Chelsea beat you and say yes beat you and say beat 2-0.
All right Javier Clemente and our tenant can your live your live in Nhyira Facebook 104.5 FM like follow comment and share Twitter at Nhyira 1045 FM no follow Instagram at Nhyira 104.5 FM no follow YouTube and also Nhyira TV no subscribe here na they say dem sem no asi aba no Adams African football expert PG and now they are fine
well and the Premiership game back because went more interesting because I'm a fan of Manchester City so I have to tackle that game. Leeds United host to Manchester City or Elland Road and it's going to be an interesting game. The other game way I'm out for any idiot today. I'm out for one of the exciting games.
Okay, my friend hey nipa ni so kakra. Okay. Many drink kakra.
I didn't account.
Obi came away.
Okay,
Chelsea lineup
Edward Mendy Ebuame and a bench wom Cesar Aspilicueta and a Thiago Silva and Kezuma and so Kante and Sonny Jorginho Edna Medford and Werner Havertz Hudson Odoi and so the triple attack and Tammy Abraham Adrian was the pool. Tell any penny I see it. Okay.
When was the last time we said Chelsea started with this team?
It will not be 158.
Clearly,
starting line.
That's about Chelsea in Kwana, but Crystal Palace on form.
And if I know
Jordan,
Crystal Palace for no goalkeeper Vicente Quarta, right back Joe Ward, Tarek Michel left back, Mamadou Sakho, and Sheku Koyate.
Some no.
4 and 5. Oko James Fonimino, James McCarthy, James Arthur. Then on the right, Andrew Townsend, Iberechi Easy, and about left wing war and then him the usual suspect Jordan Ayew and then for Zaha and I started for team friend
at least also consistent. Very consistent. Very consistent.
Very consistent.
Maybe a Lampard so I think man Claudio and
but the good thing,
so many players.
Yeah, but the good thing for the Chelsea lineup and it's a last time I catch you play a center forward for Werner and or about center forward today. See how they will ABC
Okay.
Well, until said an American. The Abema Amanfo any akọ Leeds United Manchester City game no and say master versus apprentice. Marcelo Bielsa, who is the manager for Leeds United, and a master, and a Pep Guardiola, a apprentice. And the entire Pep Guardiola apprentice, they say before I right into coaching, and I say right into managing. No, what he did, they say he consulted Marcelo Bielsa, and it all started when he was at AS Roma at the age of 32. And Gabriel Batistuta, no, she said Pep Guardiola, AS Roma, also the Nebim Bono. Now, so Oya in the retirement, no tune for so. Pep Guardiola, so interested in coaching. There's this man called Marcelo Bielsa, Tupa, you know. Now, on team training, we said about Babe manager. To Pep Guardiola for Roma. According to moi kupimo Mexico to okobo Mexico kakra no ana o say be edu no also the football ne be wie nti Pep Guardiola etu kwan efri Mexico to Argentina ekura friend Rosaira ekohwe Marcelo Bielsa no koye no no kotena ase no the two nim say ne nije coaching ho nti nyoma wo football mu a o say obi hu ansa no be manager na ansa no be coach no Marcelo Bielsa nyede en church na omune ne nemu a na Pep Guardiola etimi be manager and no be manager no the first assignment onya was taking the Barcelona beating ene La Masia ho na otimi duru mu be ya Barca head coach and I say
you know I describe Marcelo Bielsa as the most authentic coach.
Yes,
he's the coach that he admires so much. Coach the training rudiments, the training regime. What do you say? It is going according to a set pattern. I say it's not. There's nobody like him.
Yeah,
he's second to none.
Osha Guardiola progress definitely it started with Marcelo Bielsa. That's why Pep Guardiola will always admire him. And Adiabakwa, one want to say Pep Guardiola called by a mountain no. Now player friend Javi Martinez. Oh, and Javi Martinez was a player buyer for a sign free Athletic Bilbao. And Bilbao played a brother friend Martinez no played under Marcelo Bielsa Bilbao. And to what Pep Guardiola was always doing, he said anytime Bielsa Javi Martinez bia so Babusana Sembia no Busana about Papa friend Marcelo Bielsa. The training regime and then no man no ye the motivating the players Bilbao that time. Ni na Pep Guardiola person yede ohun efri Marcelo Bielsa side. Pep Guardiola had the opportunity to meet Papa friend Marcelo Bielsa when he was in charge of Barcelona. I remember in one of the games, San Mamés, the home of Bilbao, the match ended 2-2. It took Pep Guardiola side no additional time and and if you look at that game, how intense that game was, one of the best games you will ever watch in La Liga. And Pep Guardiola after that game, I described Martin said the best game Barcelona has played, even though more to me and winning game, and the sort of praise for the man team tells you say Marcelo Bielsa and then the Bilbao team gave Pep Guardiola a hell of problems. And almost say Copa del Rey final. And prior to the Copa del Rey final, Marcelo Bielsa can send for Barcelona team Pep Guardiola and Ekura. In some of kind, Pep Guardiola about one team Catro, if you are seeing I say Marcelo Bielsa 7 hours for Barcelona. I want to crown one say Marcelo Bielsa is not the manager of Barcelona, but he knows every single thing that goes on in Barcelona team. And playing against Marcelo Bielsa has always been difficult. Now, Manchester City started season with a 3-1 win
over Wolves.
Yeah, last week was a humiliation against team friend Leicester City. Pep Guardiola and then the boys, will want to make amends, but they are going to play against a side that they gave Liverpool tough time in the first game. Liverpool shot 4-3, and it was so shocking. Say after the game, we could have statistics. Leeds United were leading possession against Liverpool, which we know say it is always difficult to.
Yeah, it's an unlikely event.
Yes, and Marcelo Bielsa is making sure say even though Leeds United are not having the big names, I also say team Bina in terms of players, Leeds United is becoming a force in the Premiership. After losing to Liverpool, they won against Fulham 4-3, and we call Sheffield United here they coach 1-0. And so open team one Mora was going into this game Leeds United, and I think say it's going to be very, very tough for Pep Guardiola. Yes, Pep Guardiola transfer by solving the defensive problems. Cover Ruben Diaz, but I'm not sure Diaz will be playing today against Leeds United. Obet Chenkaka, Emerick Laporte is back from injury, and I'm sure I'll start with Nathan Ake at the back for Manchester City. If you look at the Leeds United team, who say who played? Like I say, player with or sloopy, but Marcelo Bielsa making sure say the handwriting is clearly on the Leeds United team. If you are playing against them, you are playing against Marcelo Bielsa. And the game is going to be very, very interesting. If Pep Guardiola show Leeds United, I'm one of the people who will be very, very shocked. I don't see Pep Guardiola and Man City winning at Elland Road today. But I'm sure say Leeds United should get it. If there should be any win, Leeds United are clear favorite to get that. Away from that, Nami Admo China, Ukosi Admo, Allianz Stadium, Juventus and Napoli Nebo.
Yeah.
And last week, Nami came and say, Osha 2 games to Omunabo in the Serie A. Team I bet Macas is Siano. So bet me challenge Juventus for the Scudetto title, team of friend Napoli, because the first game against Parma Koshe 2-0, the second game against Genoa home was 6-0. That is plus of 8 goals in 2 games without conceding. And Oba against Juventus side, also the first game against Sampdoria 3-0, but the second game against AS Roma 2-2. And in the last 5 Serie A campaigns, Napoli are finishing second 3 times. And Napoli is always a challenger for Juventus when the Serie A is on.
It comes to the sketch.
Game it is going to be very, very interesting and very, very tough for both sides. Cristiano Ronaldo is in great form. 3 goals out of the 2 games, however. And I think in the last 6 goals, Juventus asset in the Serie A has always been Cristiano Ronaldo. And to say Juventus better, now I say Cristiano Ronaldo will have to
be on song.
Yes, Ronaldo will have to be on the score sheet once again. Another thing is that Ocean Napoli team now, yes, even though Amato Victor Osimhen 85 million euros, I'm for say this is not belly di Napoli to glory if there should be any of them. But the players like Dries Mertens, Hervin Lozano, on any single day, the little chance they will get, they will punish you. Now, you will see how Andrea Pirlo will fare against Gattuso. Also, legends of the Serie A. We know how robust Gattuso was when he was playing, and how intelligent Andrea Pirlo was when he was also playing. And we will be looking at the midfield battle of the Napoli Juventus game. So Napoli for but say Gattuso. Now Juventus for no so for now but say Andrea Pirlo. And as I say Nebesiako, which is another thing people will be looking at. One game it will be very interesting, but I think Juventus playing at Allianz Stadium, they are always favorite, and I think they stand a very good chance of winning. The last thing I want to touch and say, in the last 2 weeks, it has been very good news for African goalkeepers. And the entire said it has been very good news for African goalkeepers. And say, from nowhere, and who said Chelsea at 24 million euros, Aqua sign Abrante friend Edward Mendy. And you cast your mind back, say, when was the last time a Premiership team such an amount to buy an African goalkeeper? The last time. Yes, Richard Lekinson coming to play for Blackpool and then Birmingham City Wigan Athletic in the Premiership. But Chelsea is one of the forces in the Premiership. And to sign Edward Mendy, and they also started against Crystal Palace, it's historic. Edward Mendy, every start Rene, will be pure Chelsea. Start Rene, a replacement for Abrante Efreno, Edward Mendy. What start Rene didn't say? Okay, Senegal national team now. Edward Mendy is the first choice today. The second choice, Alfred Gomis. So the first choice, who is Edward Mendy? Free start Rene about Chelsea. Then, so your replacement. We are not looking anywhere else. You can find the second choice at the Senegal national team, who is Alfred Gomis and Free Dijon. And the goalkeeper was the best player. For Dijon last season. That should tell you the Alonso performance. No, say, I was wrong. Almost Dijon and so at all. Abrante friend Alfred Gomis and Ma start Renano. Almost a share replacement. No, Benin national team goalkeeper a friend Saturnin Alagbe. And omo settle on no dama Samoa Neon in the French League 2. And last season, French League 2 season, no, despite teams of Mutini again promotion at the bar, French League animal, Abrante your friend Saturnin Alagbe was the best goalkeeper in the French League 2. And if you look at the progress of these goalkeepers, it is telling you, say, gradually, African goalkeepers are making it in Europe. And I'm very, very happy to see this happening. Also, if we know the top 5 leagues in Europe, it is very difficult for an African goalkeeper to be a number 1 at any of the clubs playing in these top 5 clubs. Yehu, Idris Kameni, Carlos, Obabe Dama Espanyol, Dama Malaga, Jacksongu, Edama, Deportivo La Corona, those days. Baduzaki, Atletico Bilbao,
Antoine Bell.
Yeah, Joseph Antoine Bell, Thomas Nkono. What I said just recently, Vincent and Yamasu Bedama Leo. And looking at the progress now, I'm very, very happy to see this happening. And already in the limelight, we know Ajax Amsterdam's first choice goalkeeper, Cameroonian, Abrante friend Andre Onana. And as I said, of course, Sevilla, or goalkeeper, Muje, Europa League, no, it's a Moroccan, Yasin Bono. He's the first choice goalkeeper of the Morocco national team. And the last 2 weeks, have been very good for African goalkeepers, and I'm very, very happy about that. Yes, indeed, see, actually, goalkeepers. Yeah, we can get some of them playing at top level in Europe, and it makes the future of goalkeepers in Africa very, very bright.